A very good afternoon to you. Yes, for a very long time we've been talking about football, but today I want us to shift gears, talk about a different sport. It's all about basketball in the country. Now, one team is changing the landscape of basketball in Kenya. Who am I talking about? Nairobi City Thunder. Yes, they went last season, the entire season unbeaten, and they want to change the landscape of Kenyan basketball. They are in the Basketball Africa League. Yes, they played in the qualifiers that were held in Tanzania, and now it's a totally different ball game. I want to speak to the players, get to hear how the experience has been, and of course what they intend to do this season. Remember, winning unbeaten is one thing, but retaining that and going unbeaten for a second season, it's not easy. So I want to speak to the players. We get to hear what they have to say about this experience. And let me begin with one man that plays for the national team. He wasn't playing here locally. He was playing overseas, and he's back in the country, and he's playing for Nairobi City Thunder. Who am I talking about? None other than Ogechi. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, good to have you here. Let's begin with all these things. Why did you decide to come back to Kenya?
I decided to come back to Kenya because this next year we have Afro-Basket qualifiers. So I felt it was the best opportunity for me to come back. Thunder gave me an opportunity to come and to ultimately try to make the BAL. And I thought that was a big thing, and that's something I wanted to be part of one of the first Kenyan clubs to make it there. So that was a big opportunity and the reason why I'm back.
Having in mind that you signed for when Thunder was going to BAL, and you guys qualified. I mean, something that has not happened in the country. How did that make you feel, being part of a team that is trying to change the landscape of basketball in Kenya?
It's definitely something I'm proud of and something I wanted to be a part of. So there's a whole goal for us is to come back and, change basketball here in Kenya.
So far, how has it been?
It's been great. It's the fans, the basketball, the atmosphere, everything. Even living here at home for the first time in my life, it's been great.
Let's talk about you living here at home for the first time, and now when you talk about basketball, you are a celebrity. Everybody's looking at you. When you take a look at the performance you had at the Basketball Africa League, everybody's looking at you like a celebrity. How is that?
No, I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a guy that plays basketball. That's it.
Yes. So what's the difference between playing overseas and playing back here at home?
Really, there's no difference besides, I played my first year last year in Spain. I think the basketball is pretty much the same. There's a lot more physicality playing here. But I think, the fan base, all that, I think everything's about the same.
Everything is about the same now that you're playing here back at home, and you are one of the stars of the national team. You've spoken about, next year we have a tournament coming up. What do you make of our, prospects?
I think we're in a really good position. Most of the national team is here on Thunder. So us playing together for a full year, coming together, I don't think it's ever been done before. So I think now looking forward in the future, I think we'll be really good.
We are at a moment as a country, and when you talk about basketball, everybody's looking at Nairobi City Thunder, and they want to emulate what you guys are doing. Probably, what do you think is being done at Thunder that is different now that you are part of the system, and the few years that you were coming to take a look at what is happening in Kenyan basketball, you are playing for the national team. What do you think Nairobi City Thunder has changed?
I think overall they're just taking basketball seriously, making a true professional league. I mean, since day one when they were recruiting me to come till now, they've been ultimately professional, paying us on time, doing the things we need, getting us whatever we need, if it's on the court or it's off the court. I think that's the big thing they did. And then ultimately they're telling us, all right, this is what we want to do, push basketball, and they made it easy for us.
Most people have this notion that, basketball in Kenya cannot sustain you. Your message on that?
For me, it's the same to me so far. I think ultimately you see other countries, other continents, they're playing basketball, have professional leagues, and guys are sustaining and doing that moving forward. I think here in Kenya, why should it be any different?
And finally, before I let you go, last season Nairobi City Thunder went unbeaten. You've begun the season, won the first game. You're looking forward to the season. Are the intentions the same?
Yeah, I think it's to win the championship overall again, be back-to-back champs. If we go undefeated, I think that would be great. But ultimately, I think our goal is to win again.
Let's now talk to another player from Nairobi City Thunder. Remember, this is for the last 1 year. They have been the best player, best basketball team in the country, Nairobi City Thunder, going the whole season unbeaten, going to the Basketball Africa League, and they've qualified, of course. So we are still speaking to the players, and right about now, I want to speak to one of Kenya's best basketball players. He's been the best for quite a while, and I want to hear from him, what playing in BAL was for Nairobi City Thunder, as well as what the intentions for this season are, because they went unbeaten last season. Tyler, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, let's begin from BAL, then we can roll it back. You guys went to Basketball Africa League, you qualified. How was the experience, having in mind that it's been a very long time before we had a Kenyan team, get such a performance?
First of all, it was a good experience. It was the first time for all of us, so we didn't know what to expect. But we had prepared for 6 weeks here at Nyayo. And when we went there, we were confident in ourselves. We were sure that we had prepared well and we were ready for the challenge. Yeah.
Yes, you coming back to play and getting into Nairobi City Thunder, what convinced you to say, let me join Nairobi City Thunder, let's see how this season goes, and probably if we can continue?
Mainly it started last year before I went to Germany. I was talking to the general manager, Kush, and we talked about it just briefly, and I was interested to come to Nairobi City Thunder because I had seen how their program was. It was good. It was the first year in Kenya. It was the best, and I was like, why should I not come home? So at the end of the season, last season, I made up my mind that I was going to come and play for them. Yeah.
Somebody will want to know, like, you said, like, let me play in Kenya and not play in Germany. And you came here. Of course, Nairobi City Thunder went the whole season unbeaten. How was that experience of coming home and, propelling a team to get their first ever championship?
First of all, I didn't play in the last season. I played in Germany, so credit to all of them who played last season and they went unbeaten. But just joining the team overall is a good atmosphere. Most of them are my national team teammates, so there was no gap in between us. We knew each other. We have played together for a long time, almost 5-6 years. So joining them, it was no problem. I was just happy to be part of them.
Right now you're playing in a team full of superstars. How is that experience, and how competitive is it?
First of all, our practices are very competitive. Every day, if you lose, somebody is mad going home and they can't wait to revenge the next day. And it's always happening like that. When you play with good players, they are very extra competitive. And you just have to bring your A game every day. And that's what we try to bring. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and what we've seen from the Nairobi City Thunder these 2 years back is they're trying to change how basketball is viewed in the country. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that, on what they've tweaked and the structures they have that have made, Nairobi City Thunder be what it has been?
It's just an example, they're showing how an organization, how a sports organization should be run. And I think most people should learn from them. They should come and benchmark. There's no problem of benchmarking. Should come and see how they run the organization, and it's pretty good. It's compared to other European clubs I've played in, so it's just at the same level. So I think they're doing a good work, and the whole Kenya should be behind them and support them.
Because we also have people asking, Nairobi City Thunder even bringing foreigners to come and play here. When you play in the same team with people who also play for other countries, what do you get to learn from that?
First of all, like when we meet here, most of these players have played in different countries, different teams, so they bring a lot of experience. And in basketball, experience matters a lot. So the most important thing is just to learn, pick a little bit things from them, and combine them and come up with a full package.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last season, City Thunder went unbeaten. This season, you've already played one game. What targets have you set for yourself as a team that you want to achieve this season?
Our target, before we start off-season practice, our target was just to compete every day. We should not worry about the outside competition. We should just worry about ourselves. And when we develop ourselves and become more of a team, then I think we will be able to withstand the other teams that come our way.
And lastly, you also you play for the national team. Next year we'll be having, of course, a number of tournaments coming up. What should we expect from Morans?
It's going to be tough. Last qualifiers, we won one game, we lost two. But we were in the same situation 3 years ago before we qualified for AfroBasket. So I think they say history repeats itself. So I think come in February, we bring the whole team together and we can able to just make a run for AfroBasket.
Yes, we continue to speaking with the players from Nairobi City Thunder, and right about now I want to speak to the MVP from last season. That is the most valuable player, and that is Albert. How does it feel being the most valuable player in Kenya?
It feels good. It feels better that we won the championship and we're able to compete to qualify for the BAL.
How can you summarize the last season?
It was a movie. Came here, went undefeated, got that job done, got that part of the job done, on to the next. Yeah.
When you came to Nairobi City Thunder, did you see that happening, that you guys will go the entire season unbeaten?
That wasn't really the goal. The goal was just to win. But as the season kept on going along, I was like, it became more realistic. It's like, okay, we could really do this thing, go undefeated. We ended up doing it. It was a good feeling. I'm glad we could do it with the guys, my brothers. So I'm glad we got that done.
And this is the first time that Nairobi City Thunder was winning the league. All through it was, getting to the semis, not winning, getting to the final, not winning. And you guys are going to the history books as the first set of players that helped Nairobi City Thunder win the league. I mean, when you take a look at that historical moment, how does it make you feel?
It's a good feeling that we were able to come together as a unit, make history, hopefully change how Kenyan basketball is looked at, the ecosystem. It's overall a good feeling. I'm proud of my guys and I'm happy for what we did.
Going unbeaten, of course, now every team is looking at you, every team is coming at you, they want to beat you. Has the target changed for the season? Or what target have you set for yourself as the reigning MVP? What targets have you set for yourself this season?
Just play basketball and win, have fun. We got a good group of guys this year, so it's the same goal. Just keep on winning, keep on stacking championships, create a successful culture. Yeah, that's a goal.
When you compare your team against, comparing your team to other, teams that we have in Kenyan basketball scene, what is different that you guys are doing at Nairobi City Thunder that is not, that other teams, or most likely 90% of the league is not doing?
Honestly, I don't pay attention to a lot of these other teams like that, so I don't know what they're doing, and I don't want to really speak up on what they're doing because some people might take that disrespectfully. But for what we're doing, I know we practice 5 times a week, sometimes twice a day. Everybody has their own individual workouts. Everybody's a professional. Everybody takes this seriously. Everybody knows what's at stake. So that's what I could say about us. We just come with a professional approach. Our management invests in us, takes time in us. So that's what I say about us. That makes us different, yeah.
And how different is it from playing abroad and playing here in Kenya?
It's different playing everywhere you go. Everywhere got its own culture, own style, So the culture, the style, the fans, everything is different. But it's a good feeling. I'm back home, so it's nice to play in front of the home team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And playing alongside your brother, how is it?
Like all my guys?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Some of the guys I played with them in national team too. So it's just nice playing with a bunch of Kenyans that like to play basketball. We do the exact same thing. Yeah.
And of course, now that you mentioned the national team, what should we expect now that you know you are one of the people in the national team that everybody will be looking forward to? We have Basketball Africa coming up. What should we expect from the national team? I've spoken to Tyler, I've spoken to Ogechi, and they're saying that we should expect some changes going forward.
Yeah, we should expect some changes. I think we should have a good group of guys compete in this upcoming AfroBasket qualifiers. So we're just looking to qualify and make AfroBasket again and then go forth from there.
Well, you know, for a very long time, I always thought I am tall. Now I want to speak to somebody who dwarfs me. And of course, is one of the players of Nairobi City Thunder. That is Garang. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very fine. You've been part of Nairobi City Thunder for some time now. You guys went unbeaten the entire season last year. I mean, that is the 2023-2024 season. How did it make you feel being part of that team that went unbeaten the entire season?
Yeah, it was really special. It was a good opportunity for us, especially the young guys, to experience such a thing. As you know, Thunder is a mix of experienced players and young players. So being my first championship, it was really special for me to go unbeaten since it was done, I don't know, like 30 years ago or 35 years ago. So it was really good. And being around those guys was really nice.
Yes, you guys went into the history books because you went into the history books as the first batch of Nairobi City Thunder players to win the league, because most of the times it's been getting to the semi-finals or the finals but not winning. And what Nairobi City Thunder has done for Kenyan basketball is what other people want to emulate. Now that you're part of the system, probably what do you think you guys have changed in Kenyan basketball?
I think what we've changed, especially like being able to bring like players from Kenyan players who went outside, the likes of Very Local, Albert. Right now we have Tyler, we have Derek, and more, the likes of Ater. Bringing in like international players coming to play here and making a living from playing basketball, and it's a really good thing for talent development, as we have like a young side. Also we have Twende, which is part of us. So Thunder has done it like more professionally, and I'd say semi-professionally. So now having like a good team where you can take your talents, get paid from your talent is really good. You don't have to go outside and go and play in another country. I think it's really good. Yeah, and just running the system professionally was really good, and it helped us.
You're one of the young players in the team, and you are playing with, Kenyan internationals. You're playing from internationals from other countries. What kind of experience do you get to learn from these guys that are very seasoned? They're playing for the national team. What do you get to learn from them?
You get to learn a lot of stuff. Why you get to answer the question why. Like you don't do stuff. You don't just do stuff in a game. Why do you set a screen? Why do you shoot at this moment? Why do you play defense this way? So getting to play with those guys is really good. I'd say like you get better. Like when you are among the best, you become the best. So it's just like a flock of feathers. So you become better any day.
Yes, playing ball for the first time. How was it for you?
It was really good. A much higher level of competition. I'd say it's a stepping stone for us, especially like Kenya, the team like playing for Nairobi City Thunder, but playing for Kenya at large. So it's a stepping stone for us, like moving on, where we would like to put Kenya on the map. So that's what we want to achieve, and it was really good. I'd say just the competition, being around the best in the continent, it was really nice.
And now new season is here. You won your first game. The season is long, of course. What targets do you have this season?
I think the expectation from us is just the same as last season. What we did is just win one game at a time. As you go, we've already taken the first game as a win against NBK. So winning one game at a time really helps us, because now you get to plan. During this week, you get to plan for 5 days and play, let's say, on Saturday. You plan for that one game, like who do they have, what do we do this way, how will we defend, how will we attack them. So attacking from the mindset of one game at a time, and it really helps us, because at the end of the season now, at the end of the regular season, you've won all your games, and now you're going into the postseason, which is much harder. You get to just revise what you did last time and polish on the weaknesses you had on the game and move on the strengths. Yeah, so that's what I'd say for this new season.